How to communicate with ease in business? That's easy peasy lemon squeezy. In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 simple tips on how to do so. Number 1, be professional. Number 2, add value. And number 3, ask and listen. That sounds interesting to you? Awesome! Stay tuned for the next minutes and enjoy the conversation. Let's talk about how to communicate with comfort in business. And there are different ways on how to do so. It could be either verbal or non-verbal communication. Let's find out how and start right away with point number 1. Be professional. But first of all, what does it mean to you, be professional? If you look it up in a dictionary, it means that someone is well trained or has a lot of skills. But simply put, it just means that your actions or your words show, look, I'm the right person to get a job done. And there are different ways on how you can do that. For example, when you communicate in a business setting, always separate work-related topics and private topics. Because guess what? No one is really interested on what you had for dinner last night or how amazing the drink was you had yesterday. Instead, people are more interested in how you can help them at their work and how you can help them improve the outcome that they are aiming for. Here's another thing. To be professional at work, always remember to dress appropriately. It means that you wear clothes that are appropriate for a business and office setting. So it either means you wear a suit, a blazer, or anything else that looks appropriate to the situation. And here's another thing. Always make sure that your clothes are ironed. When you dress appropriately and you pay attention to your clothing, you indirectly say to the other person, I pay the same attention to detail in all of my work. So you can be sure I'm the right person for you. And another thing to show that indirectly is to be always organized and on time. But what does it mean? You know each of the tasks that you're covering. You know also if it's urgent, if it's important, which is nice to have. And at the same time, you also know until when each of those items are due. And you make sure that you deliver each of those items in time. Now, remember, when you communicate in business, always adapt professional behaviors. And you might say, okay, this sounds nice, but somehow I just feel like I'm in a cage and I have to behave in a certain pattern like a robot. You might think so, but it's not the case, because instead it's about adapting those behaviors, but most importantly, remember to always spice up your interactions with your own personality. Because guess what? No one loves talking to a robot. No, at least I don't like it. Instead, people like to talk to people. And when you put in your own personality in the conversation, it gives a personal touch and they can understand and see who you are and connect with you. Now, all in all, let me summarize. When you communicate in business, always remember to adapt professional habits, such as separating private and work-related topics, being appropriately dressed, or being well organized and delivering each of the projects on time. Because when you do that, your actions and your words show, look, I'm the right person for you. And at the same time, always spice it up with your own personality to connect with the other person. Let's move on to point number 2. Point number 2. Add value. But seriously, what does it mean? Add value. If you look it up in a dictionary, it means that you increase the value of a product through special processing, manufacturing, or marketing. Huh? Well, in a business setting, this means that you increase the value of a process or procedure, product or service or anything work-related with your own thoughts and your actions. And there are different ways on how you can do that. For example, you make sure that the expectations are clearly met. And you can say something like, let me confirm, you want me to submit the 4-page report until this Friday, right? Another thing is, when you communicate in business, you can also show that you want to improve your own skills and get better. And you can say something like, I would like to be a better communicator. Who can help me with that? Or always use your communication to share information or knowledge. And you can say something like, did you know already 100 participants signed up for our workshop? And mostly they signed up because they love the incredible program that you put together. Now, as you focus your communication around those 3 categories of clarifying expectations, improving your own skills, or sharing information and knowledge, you will see that you can increase the value of anything that is work-related, anything around you. Services, products, processes, or procedures, anything. Once you focus your communication around those 3 categories, you can increase the value many times. And here's an interesting thing. According to Glassdoor, employees hire businesses or employees just to increase the value by 2 to 3 times. And it's not because of the hours they input. No, instead, they want to have the value from their input, the value of the ideas they bring in, the information when they improve something. And that's what you want to aim at when you communicate in business, to add value and improve the current situation. Now, all in all, let me summarize. When you communicate in business, always remember that it's not about you. Instead, it's about how you can help the business with your own ideas, with your knowledge, or anything else that will help improve something within the company. And when you communicate, always make sure to clarify expectations, improve your own skills, or also share information and knowledge. Let's move on to point number 3. Ask and listen. What does it mean? Of course, it means that you intentionally ask questions and you process the information that you get and evaluate, does it make sense or it doesn't make sense? And based on the information that you have, you take action. And what does it mean specifically? It means that you speak to your colleagues, your boss, or your business partners, and you ask questions around the 5 W's. What are those 5 W's? What, where, when, who, or why? And you can say something like, why is this important to you? Where did you find this information? What is the most important topic for you? Etc. And as you ask those questions, you feel the view on one situation increases from this tiny, that small to very big. Because you understand more what's important for your business partner or your colleagues or your boss, and you can take decisions accordingly. And when you speak to everyone, you also might identify some other problems you haven't thought about, some bottlenecks, some conflicts, or anything else that is happening right now in that situation. Or who knows, maybe even somebody delivers to you the solution that you've been looking for on a golden platter. And here's another thing, when you ask those questions, always remember to ask open questions around the 5 W's. Because when you ask closed questions, you mostly get an answer like yes or no. But can you do a lot with this information? I don't think so. That's why always make sure to ask open questions so that you can expand your view on a current situation. Now, all in all, let me summarize. When you communicate in business, always remember to ask questions and attentively listen to each of the answers, because it will help you and see something that you maybe haven't seen before. And when you ask those questions, focus them around the 5 W's. All right, we are now at the end of this video. But before that, let me summarize each of those 3 points in short. There are different ways to communicate with ease in business. Step number 1, be professional. It means that you adapt professional behaviors. For example, you're on time, you're well organized, you also dress appropriately, and you separate private and work-related topics. And when you do that, really always make sure to spice it up with your own personality, because people love to talk to people. Step number 2, add value. Because when you add value, you improve the value of a product, service, or anything else that is work-related. When you do that, always make sure to communicate around clarifying expectations, improving your own skills, or sharing information and knowledge. Step number 3, ask and listen. Because when you do that, you will find out what is really happening. You expand your field of view from very small to very big. And with this information, you can work on and, of course, add value. It's time now for you to put each of those 3 points into action. But before that, leave a comment below and tell me, what did you like or what do you want to hear more of? I look forward to it. Have fun! Bye! Professional. Number 2, add value. Add value, add value, add value. Yeah, we want value. Enjoy the bloopers. Number 3. La 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 la. It's okay, I can